Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, meet a Bettendorf Middle School student who created an award-winning historical documentary. Plus, the Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is partnering with an expert coach to give local small businesses more opportunities for success. Talent, creativity, and heart in the kitchen. We'll meet two local kids competing on a brand new Food Network series. Very exciting stuff today. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live on this Wednesday, December 17th. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin today with a very big moment for two very talented local kids. I'm Morgan Otier, and today we want to introduce you to Abigail and Kenneth Wolf from Geneseo, Illinois. They are taking their baking skills to TV screens nationwide as competitors on a brand new Food Network series. It's called Baking Championship Next Gen. The brother-sister team is right here in our studio. So Abigail and Kenneth, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.
Absolutely, I'm so excited to talk with you. I know you're excited. You're ready for this thing to come out on TV. I think a lot of people are oftentimes surprised when somebody is a part of a show, especially like, you know, when it's like a reality show or something like that, how long it really takes from like when you hear you're going to be on it to actually shooting the show to actually airing the show. So you guys must be really excited.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Okay, awesome. How old are both of you? Abigail, how old are you?
I am 15 now, but I was 14 when
you were on the show. Okay.
And I'm 10.
And you're 10. Okay, awesome. So Abigail, tell us about the show, the premise of the show. Every team on it, they're siblings?
Yes, so we were all, it was the first time we'd all been on there, and we were all sibling pairs, so from 8 to 14.
Okay.
So there were boy, girl, girl, boy, like there was a mix of everyone, and it was all siblings, and we were all working together the whole time.
Okay, so Kenneth, tell me a little bit about your experience working on a team with your older sister.
Well, it was definitely a lot, but I had a lot of fun working with it, and especially meeting all of the great teams that were there on the show just like us.
Yeah. What went through your mind when Abigail said, hey, I applied for this, we're going, do you want to be on a team with me?
I was like, yeah, I mean, like, not expecting that.
No.
That was not something I was expecting, but I was like, definitely, I'll give it a shot.
That's awesome. Very exciting, very cool that you were able to take your little brother with you. And memories to last a lifetime, I'm sure.
It is.
So, Abigail, where did you learn to bake? Because clearly you were very good at it. You guys made these to bring on the show today. So can you tell me what this is, these cupcakes?
Those are strawberry cupcakes with a mango buttercream inspired by the cupcake challenge that we did in the first episode.
Okay. Very, very nice. So if you want to show me, how do you, I don't bake. Okay, so me and your sister Lucy, we got this out of the way, okay, before we started the show today. Lucy is here, she's in the studio. She says, no, I don't, that's not my thing, that's Abigail's thing, it's Kenneth's thing.
No, she doesn't do that.
That's fine, because that's me too. So if you had this, like, how would you be putting this together right now?
I would just do, when I do cupcakes for my business, I just do a basic swirl because most people don't like 3 inches of buttercream on top of a cupcake.
Just my daughter, but you are correct, yeah.
So I do more of like a narrow swirl. I can do it now.
Yeah, let's show me your skills. I mean, I wish we could have, you know, a whole longer show.
Like you need like 3 hours?
Yeah, I would love to see from start to finish.
So I start in the middle and kind of make a dot, and then I just like wrap around that.
It's, I mean, clearly an art for you. It looks beautiful. It looks like a flower. Lovely. And you just mentioned your business.
Yes.
So I didn't know that you had a business.
Yes.
So Lemon Drop Bakery. I have your cards right here. How long have you been doing this?
I've owned the business for about 5 years.
Since you were 10?
Yeah.
10 years old.
I made my first, now it wasn't big when I was 10. It was mostly family stuff and things.
Oh my gosh.
But my anniversary is coming up in January of 5 years.
Congratulations. That is so cool. Okay, so Kenneth, obviously Abigail, this is really her thing, but what do you like about baking and being a part of all this?
Well, I enjoy baking a lot just because it's just a great way to it's a really fun way to express your creativity in a delicious way.
In a delicious way. I love that. Where did you learn to do all this? From family or?
I would say I learned a lot from my mom and grandma when I was little, and then my mom and I, when I started the business, we kind of learned stuff together. And then I kind of just went farther of learning stuff
I'm so impressed.
Crazy.
I'm always so impressed. It's a very cool thing. We have some pretty amazing kids on the show today. I do want to give everybody that's watching a little bit of a sneak peek at what Baking Championship Next Gen looks like. So if we have that clip, let's play it.
All right, teams, you have 2.5 hours to make a pie from scratch.
We are gonna be making a peach pie with a nice flaky crust. Let's do that.
Oh, dude, can you move faster?
Man, Abigail's the boss.
Move. You need butter.
I know I need butter.
Don't set that there. Set that there. And get moving.
Oh my goodness.
Do not overmix that. I don't care what the recipe says at this point. You're supposed to pulse that. Get them in the oven. That is your responsibility.
She is, I wouldn't say a little bossy. I would say a lot bossy.
I would say a lot bossy. That cracks me up. It makes you guys laugh when you watch it.
Yeah.
But that's the dynamic, though, and you perfectionist.
Yeah.
So this is something that you clearly cared about. But what is it like to watch that clip back, especially as you guys prepare to watch the whole show start soon?
I wasn't surprised. I was like, I knew it was coming. I was like, I know I said that. That's basically all I said the whole time.
Yeah.
Was things need to get done, but they need to get done my way.
But here's, I love you. But here's the thing, though, too. You guys are siblings, right? So
Yeah.
You guys probably get in like little arguments and stuff all the time, and you're just kind of used to it. That's what it's like to be a brother and a sister, or a sister and a sister.
It's just different in like a high stress environment,
bet.
crammed into the same thing, like
Yeah.
in the same space.
Yeah.
Whereas in the house, we're kind of separate more.
Yeah, you can
like
go to your
someone can go
separate
somewhere.
corners.
This is like we're timed. Like we're doing something. We're arguing. We just have to get past it very quickly.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so fun to watch. Kenneth, what was your favorite part about being a part of this series? Obviously, without giving anything away, because we absolutely cannot do that. But what's maybe something that you really enjoyed? Maybe meeting all the other teams.
Exactly. That was probably my favorite part. It was obviously having access to all of these ingredients, but meeting so many great teams that loved baking just as much as us. It was just an unforgettable experience.
Oh, I love to hear that. I loved unforgettable experience. I am so excited. I'm going to be glued to my television. You can catch Abigail and Kenneth on the series premiere of the Food Network's Baking Championship Next Gen on Monday, January 5th at 7 p.m. It's coming up. Abigail and Kenneth, congratulations. Thank you so much for being on my show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank
We'll be
you.
rooting for you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. Still to come on Quad Cities Live, we are highlighting more incredible Quad Cities kids. Up next, meet the Bettendorf Middle School student being recognized nationally for his award-winning documentary.
Quad Cities Live continues.
A big congratulations goes out to a talented local student making waves on the national stage. Bettendorf Middle Schooler Adrian Gillette is being recognized by the Better Angels Society as a 2025 Next Generation Angels Award winner for his short documentary film. The prestigious award honors middle and high school filmmakers from across the country. Very cool. Adrian is joining us now to talk more about his film and the opportunities that this award has provided. Adrian, first off, congratulations. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I am fully in the presence of greatness, a very young greatness today, that is for sure. So I appreciate you being here. What was your reaction when you found out that your film was selected as an award winner?
I mean, it was really cool because, I mean, they announced it in front of like everyone in a big stadium. And then I got to come up in front of like everyone, and I was on this big stage, and then they handed me the award and the medal. So it was really cool. I mean,
yeah, I can only imagine what that must have been like for you to be a part of all of this, especially at, you know, such a young age to accomplish something so incredible and amazing. I remember when I learned how to even shoot video or conduct an interview, I think I was in college at that point, maybe high school. So to see kids being interested in things like this, in documentaries, younger and younger in history, I think it's a great thing and a great outlook for all of us. Your work, of course, it stood out against, you know, hundreds of submissions. So tell us a little bit about what you created. Tell us about your film.
My documentary was about, well, the theme of NHD last year was rights and responsibilities in history.
Okay.
And so I did my documentary on the first and only so far Supreme Court case about school book banning, in which Stephen Pico, the lead plaintiff of the court case, sued his school board for unlawfully banning 11 books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so why was this topic important to you? I just think this is amazing because I believe, as I was watching your documentary, this is in 1982 that much of this happened. What year were you born?
2011.
2011. I think that is so cool that you took something like this that honestly many adults may not even remember or realize happened, and you created a documentary film out of it. Why was this topic something that stood out to you, that was important to you?
I guess I wanted a topic that was relevant to kids my age today.
Yep.
And recently, a state's file called Senate File 496 recently removed like a lot of books from school libraries.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that was still affecting us today. And I wanted to learn more about how we got to where we were.
You certainly found it, and that's what really stood out to me as well. I was like, oh my goodness, this feels like, certain parts of it, that we hear in the news or read in the news, in my case, history repeating itself a little bit in some instances. So I want to play a shorter clip, maybe a 30-second clip from your documentary. It's roughly 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 10 minutes long, so we're just going to get to see a little piece of it, and then at the end of this segment, we'll show everybody how they can watch the whole thing. So let's take a listen.
Board of Education, Island Trees Union Free School District, number 26 versus Pico, is the only court case about school book banning to reach the Supreme Court.
I realized that they were removing books not on educational criteria, but on political motivation.
Protect students, young, immature minds from certain stimuli that we feel is potentially dangerous to them.
That local communities have a certain right to a certain amount of control in their community.
They don't have a right to mind control.
I love that, even from the title, the way the graphics are made with the read as part of the word freedom. So talk to us a little bit about what this was like to create from start to finish. I mean, the entire process for you, from the research you obviously had to do to actually getting it edited and all put together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it took me about a year to create, and I did have some help from, Stephen Pico, who I got the interview from.
Wow. That is so cool.
He also gave me lots of archival clips that I could not have had without his help.
Yeah.
So, it took me quite a bit of time. And I also had help from, I learned how to create movies. Me and my brother have been making movies since we were little.
Yeah.
So I've had experience with editing and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, he was a great role model to help me in creating this stuff.
I love that. I love everything about that. What was the most challenging part of all of this? I was going to ask because I saw all the old clips that you had there, all the old photos that you were able to find. What do you think was the biggest hurdle when it came to getting this thing finished?
There was a point in making my documentary. It had to be under 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like 2 minutes over.
Yeah.
And so I'd cut a good portion of my documentary, and that was really challenging to actually figure out what to, cut and what to keep,
If anyone can identify with that feeling, it's going to be your local TV reporter or journalist, because my oh my, we put so much heart into some of these stories that we do, don't we? And then when you're told it's over, you got to cut some time, every piece feels so important to you, and you can't imagine the final product not having those pieces in it. Well, it's well done, and we don't know what he actually ended up having to cut, and we'll never know, but that is totally fine. One of the big perks about all of this is a mentorship that you got to experience with Ken Burns, who is a renowned documentary filmmaker, correct? So what were you able to do and learn from Mr. Burns?
We had a Zoom meeting fairly recently, and we got to talk about things like school banning and censorship in schools and school book banning. I also got to ask him some questions. I asked him, for example, how he gets his interviewees like so calm during his interviews, because they always seem so calm, and I feel like that's hard to like do.
It is, yeah. I would actually also like the answer to that, how he does that. So did he give you any other advice that really stuck out to you when you got a chance to kind of pick his brain a little bit?
Well, I mean, when I asked him that question, he told me, because he told me that one of the main things to do is to listen. Yeah, to like what they're saying, because that's very important when it's
your mind's got to be kind of on the same wavelength, or everyone can feel it. Well, I just think this is truly amazing. I hope that everybody takes just 10 minutes to watch the entire documentary. You can actually watch all of the award-winning documentary films that were part of this, including Adrian's, of course, by visiting the website that you see right here on your screen, thebetterangelsociety.org. Adrian, thank you. I hope that we see much more from you in the future. I just think this is going to be, you know, a long-lived thing for you. Clearly, you're very talented in this space. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And still to come, the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is teaming up with a business coach to help local entrepreneurs succeed in the new year. How you can be part of a brand new business masterclass launching in January.
Quad Cities Live continues.
If you are a small business owner looking to grow, streamline, or take your dream to the next level in the new year, the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is teaming up with a business coach to offer a powerful new resource for local entrepreneurs. Joining me now from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is Jesse Noriega, along with certified business and executive coach Marsha Erickson. Thank you both for being here today. I'm looking forward to talking with you. This seems like a very cool opportunity. Before we get into all of that, Jesse, I know we have you on the show frequently with all kinds of different guests that are chamber members. Tell us a little bit more about the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and really just your organization's mission, what you're trying to do in the community.
Well, you know, so since I've taken over in February, we've really been trying to not just create people with new businesses and help them achieve their goals and so forth, but really make sure that they can sustain them for years to come.
Yeah.
You know, and that's definitely why we kind of made this this thing together, and we're kind of working with the Action Coach. And just to let everybody know, after, you know, they hear more of what she has to say, we still have another grant or so that we're offering, because we're paying for half of that program for people who are either aspiring business owners or business owners that maybe just need some help. So they can actually come to us, contact, and we'll see if they qualify, and we can also help pay for that.
That's exciting, and thank you so much for letting people know about that. Marsha, tell us a little bit about your coaching business. It's called Action Coach Excel Edge. So what is it that you help people with?
Yeah, I work with business owners and business leaders who may be running an early business all the way up to executive. And so we may be working on things. Really what I do is help bring out the best in them and their business. So whether it's they're really good at the craft and what they do, like baking cupcakes, and maybe they don't know how to run a business, or maybe they don't know all aspects of the business. So I get the honor of coming alongside of them and helping them put a plan together, educate around certain parts of the business, and then walk alongside them, give them a little nudge sometimes, and help them follow that plan so that they implement strategies in their business.
Well, I can only imagine that it's very tough. Sometimes people don't really realize their strengths, and it has to be, you know, pointed out to them. Like maybe they're passionate about something, which is why they started the business in the first place, but maybe they don't realize how good they are at, I don't know, interacting with the public, or how good they are with numbers and things like that. So it feels like that's something that you are very good at, is identifying strengths within different folks and helping them utilize that. So this is very cool. Jesse, why do you feel like it's so important to bring in someone like Marsha, I don't know, and really get some of these folks to put their best foot forward? Because I feel like there are a lot of times in running a business, just from the different small business owners that I've spoken to, you know, they're excited to get it all off the ground and get it started, but there are going to be those times where those dips and things do get a little tough.
Yeah, and you know, what I see with that a lot is so many people, whether it's at seminars or other things that we do, they're just afraid to ask those questions because they open that business and they're like, I'm supposed to know how to do it, everybody's behind me, but I don't know how to do accounting, or I don't know how to keep track of, you know, I'm great at, like we said, baking or whatever it may be, but I don't know how to really track my inventory well. And they're afraid to ask. And us at the Chamber, like I've said before, I don't want to see anyone open a business and fail. I want them to stay in business 10, 15, 20 years and pass it down or sell it when they're ready to retire, whatever the case would be. And that's where, you know, people like Marsha come in and really help them get to that level, because helping people start a business to get going is not good if they fail.
Right. Okay. It makes perfect sense. So for people who sign up for this masterclass, it's 12 weeks, correct?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the process. Kind of walk us through what they can expect over those 12 weeks.
Yeah. So we start with where every business starts: mission, vision, values, their purpose, why they get into that, why they're excited, and then we help them to plan. And then we spend a couple weeks on sales, we spend a couple weeks on marketing, then we make sure they have a really powerful team in place. And every business owner is always looking to add more systems to their business, because that's really the secret sauce to help them scale. So we help them figure out their numbers and put dashboards together so that it's really easy to run a business, so that they also get their time back and they can have fun and enjoy it and realize the reason that they went into it in the first place.
Right. It doesn't have to be so daunting. They don't have to be so afraid of the thing that they don't, you know, that they don't like dealing with so much, especially if you make it easy for them. So, Jesse, who is this program designed for as people look to sign up? Where do you feel that they should be when it comes to pursuing their business or entrepreneurship?
You know, really any level, because even, you know, I have a lot of experience in business and so forth, but there's so much more that I hear from not just people that are experienced, but new people that just have a different view of things. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. So really any level, you don't have to be, you know, 10, 15 years in and think, well, I should know this, I'm going to be embarrassed to go.
You'll probably learn something.
You'll learn something new, definitely. So, and even us, you know, at the Chamber, this is our goal and this is what we like to try to do. But I know I don't know it all, can't do it all. So I reach out to the experts to help us and help them.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so we'll make sure that we get all that information on our website as well, so if people want to check that out. And if you want to learn more about any upcoming Chamber events, or if you want to become a Chamber member, you can visit them on the web at gqchcc.com. Marsha, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about your business. And Jesse, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yes, one quick note, we do have a mixer tomorrow at Jenny's Boxcar, open to the public, 5:30 to 8:30.
Okay, mixer at Jenny's Boxcar. Thank you so much for watching. Jeopardy is next, followed by your news at 4. Welcome to Quad Cities Live Plus, streaming on our KWQC News app and website.
Here you will see exclusive content made for QCL Plus, as well as segments from our show, Quad Cities Live.
QCL Plus gives us the opportunity to expand our stories and engage more with you, our viewers, as we continue shining a light on the incredible people and places that make the Quad Cities home.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy the best of the Quad Cities and our surrounding communities here on Quad Cities Live Plus, and we thank you for watching.
It is one of the Quad Cities' most heartwarming holiday traditions, the Family Resources Adopt a Family program. For more than 2 decades, this program has brought joy, comfort, and dignity to local families facing hardship during the holiday season. Joining us today is President and CEO of Family Resources, Nicole Cisney Durbin. Nicole, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we were just talking all about, I cannot believe it is coming up on this time of year again.
Yeah.
It's comes as a surprise for a lot of people, but here it is, and that's why it's so important to talk about this Adopt a Family program. So for people that maybe haven't heard of it before, what's the program all about?
Well, every year, Family Resources serves thousands of clients, right? Yeah. We have an impact on over 80,000 individuals in our community. And we want to make sure that individuals that receive our services have a lovely holiday season. And a lot of them need extra help with that. Yeah. So we've been doing this for over 20 years. Amazing. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. We have incredible support from the Davenport Police Association and Chuck's Tap, and the list goes on and on and on. Right. So it's what it sounds like, you know, families and individuals fill out wish lists just like an angel tree, and we make sure that they have a happy holiday.
That's wonderful. You know, and over those years, tell us a little bit about the impact that this really does have on families and individuals.
Absolutely. So I don't know about you, but every year when I do this, I take my kids shopping with me. Yeah. And they're always so interested why kids and adults are asking for things that we take for granted.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right? So they're asking for, you know, deodorant or body wash or things that we would normally just have around that should not be a Christmas present. So it's an opportunity to educate my kids on the privilege that they have, but also ensure that folks have just the basic essentials and then lovely things that we take for granted.
Surprises.
Yes, and toys and just all the things that, you know, any kid should be able to wake up Christmas morning and have.
You are so right. When folks take a look at these wish lists, they will be shocked at how many items are on there that you already have in your kitchen or in your bathroom and things of that nature. So, okay, so you've already gotten what, 100 wish lists submitted, but there will probably be more.
Yes. So last year we had over 1,000 individuals. Okay. So that's not 1,000 families, that's an individual wish list. Yeah. We expect to have about that this year, and we only have 25 donors signed up so far. So we are asking our community to participate. Yes. Yeah. And it's not just about the kids waking up Christmas morning, it's about those adults and families knowing that our community cares and that they feel that support, that they're not alone in this.
Yeah, they need that support as well. So, okay, so the process, your staff will go out and help these folks fill out these wish lists? Yes. Is that how that works?
Yep.
Okay, so if I want to adopt a family, how does that work for me?
You can go online and sign up to be one of our donors, www.famras.org, and you can say, I can take one wish list, I can take a family of 10. You know, it's really up to you on how you want to participate. If you don't have time to actually go out and do the shopping, you can donate money and then we'll do the shopping for you. So, you know, the opportunities are endless.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. And if people are watching and they want to learn more about how to get involved in the Adopt a Family initiative, just visit that website on your screen, famres.org/adopt-a-family, right there at the bottom. Nicole, as always, just thanks for coming on the show and being such a great spokesperson for this
Thanks
initiative.
for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
I'm Kyle Keel. Cat lovers, you won't want to miss an exhibition underway right now at the Figge Art Museum.
It's called Cats, and it celebrates our favorite four-legged felines through centuries of art and culture. Joining us now is Vanessa Sage, co-senior curator at the Figge. Vanessa, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today. I just love this. I love looking through some of the photos that the Figge provided for the segment. So, Vanessa, why did the Figge decide to create an entire exhibition about cats?
Well, we did an exhibition a couple years ago called Animals in the Museum, and it was a big hit with crowds of all ages, so we decided to focus in on cats because they have such a rich history in arts and culture.
Yeah, so in addition to the rich history, what else about cats makes this such an inspiring thing for art? You know, there's so many different creations throughout the centuries, so what makes this so unique?
I think that their role culturally has shifted, and it's so different in different cultures, but also they're very changeable in nature, and so a lot of artists portray them in many different ways. And so there's a lot to love about cats, but they're also really mischievous. And then they're also tied to some really deeply spiritual histories and culture, like in ancient Egypt, for instance, and we have some ancient Egyptian amulets in the exhibition on loan from the Putnam.
Okay, so we're talking. This is what the exhibition looks like. So if you're watching us on TV right now and you see the screen, this is what you will find when you go to the Figge. So what is maybe the funniest or most unexpected way that you've seen cats portrayed in art?
Well, like looking through the Figge collection, there were some surprises. And so cats, they're not always the focus of the work. They're at the margins, they're at the borderlines, causing, you know, sometimes causing trouble, getting at ribbons, tearing somebody's dress, for instance. And so just finding how many cats we had represented in art in the collection was a surprise. And then the ways that they are portrayed, either as these very noble beings or these little troublemakers. There's a lot of variety.
Yeah, talk about the evolution in this exhibit from, ancient times to more modern art.
Yeah, you've got it all.
Yeah.
So we have also on loan, the Putnam was kind enough to loan us some works. So
that's
we have
great.
pre-Columbian works of jaguars and
yeah.
2 Fu lion dogs that are guardian figures in Chinese culture. Those are from the 1700s. And so it really starts with the wild cat component and how, cats, even though they're domesticated, they still have this half-wild nature to them.
Yeah.
And so as you enter, you get that more the foundational history, and then the wild cats kind of transforming into domestic animals.
Yeah, in my head, I was just thinking of the domesticated cat.
I was too.
Yeah, I heard your reaction.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, those are
Nice
cats too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I know you oftentimes have interactive pieces with exhibitions, and beyond that as well. This is more than just 2D art on paper, although that is incredibly beautiful, and we're going to show off some of those pieces here in just a minute. There's also sculptures and things like that.
So we have sculptures by like John Bloom and Isabel Bloom in the exhibition.
Oh, neat. Okay.
So 2 local favorites.
Yeah.
There's also poetry on the walls, so that literary component is also married to the visual expression of cats and art. And then the interactive components, we really wanted to make sure that kids and families had a place in the space itself to kind of reflect on the art around them and make their own art. And so there's prompts for them to write their own haiku poetry. Cats figure heavily in Japanese haiku from many hundreds of years ago to today. And there's also a drawing prompt, and then people can send in their photos of their own cats.
People love to do that.
We will include them on a monitor in the exhibition.
Oh, very cool.
That is really fun. Yeah, Figgy does a really good job of doing that. And let's look at a couple of the pieces that are part of this exhibition right now. So this is young Robert Johnson, and this is kind of what you were talking about. So once we remove the graphic there on the screen, you're going to see how the cat is depicted. There you go. That's kind of what you were saying, where they're just in the margins, or they're just kind of a player in the piece of art.
Yes, in this you can notice that the cat has a little devil tail.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice that at first,
this is about the musician Robert Johnson, who was so talented. The legend is that he sold his soul to the devil to have that musical talent. And so that's kind of the cat on the margin.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So the next piece of art we have is the house cat. And this is one that really caught our eye.
Yeah, so colorful.
It's very
abstract.
colorful.
So this is by an artist named Carol Apple, and although they're prints, they look very much like paintings when you see them in person. They're very bright, and they're all different kinds of cats. So there's, I think, 27 of these prints, and it's like smiling cat, house cat, sitting cat, and so they're more of the abstract side.
That's very cool. And then the final one that we want to show quickly, you mentioned smiling cat. This is by a different artist, though. I also love this one.
Yes, this royal blue cushion. Tomu Inagaki was very well known for his cats. He was a woodblock print. So this is an art form that, again, goes back centuries. And he was active in the mid-century. And so this is one of my favorites, too, because I just really love the stylized way that he's... And yes, that sly look and on his throne or her throne.
Each piece certainly tells a story. So obviously this is a big one you must see if you are a cat lover. So if you want to, you can head to the Figge Art Museum and catch us. How long is this exhibit on?
January 4th.
January 4th, so you got plenty of time to plan that trip to the Figge. And for all things Figge Art Museum, you can head to FiggeArtMuseum.org to get a look at some of the other exhibits that are coming up here in the near future. Vanessa, as always, we appreciate you being on to talk about the Figge.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
When it comes to barbecue in the QCA, one name rises to the top: Skinny's Barbecue in Muscatine. Celebrating 6 years in business, this local favorite is known for its Texas-style barbecue and Midwestern hospitality. Joining me now is owner Cord Kleist. Cord, thanks for chatting with us today.
Yes.
We're so excited to talk with you about Skinny's Barbecue. So located in Muscatine, you're from the Muscatine area, correct?
Yes, born and raised.
So give us a little bit of background on your family and kind of the service industry.
My dad was self-employed, but always heard stories of the restaurant business and the bar business and the success in it. So I always just had the dream of doing so. And then my senior year of high school, my dad and I opened a sports bar called Boonies on the Avenue.
Where did you come up with the idea for Skinny's Barbecue? What got you into barbecue in general? Why was that the choice?
My 21st birthday, I got a present from my parents, and it was a smoker. And we would always close the restaurant on Labor Day and Memorial Day. And we would have a party at my parents' house and invite all of our like regular customers. Me and my friends would bring all of our smokers together and start early every morning and do ribs for the main entree. Growing up in the area, we never had barbecue, so it was like not anything that the people that were attending the parties were familiar with. And like we did dry rub, which is the Texas style, no sauce on the meat. So I was like, man, I have this smoker, and there's no barbecue restaurants around here. We need a restaurant that's going to stick out, not compete with my dad selling burgers or salads or wings or anything else. It had to be barbecue. And so I just wanted to bring that here. And so I've really learned from the ground up. And that's where barbecue's fun, because every day my team gets to come in, look at the meat, look how it cooked the night before. How can we do it different? How can we do it better? Which has led us to still be here 6 years later.
Yeah, celebrating 6 years in business, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your food. So you said it's Texas-style barbecue. You have a whole lot, though, on your menu for people to choose from.
Yeah, and that goes back to I wanted to bring something different to Muscatine, so we did Texas-style. All the meats and sides were a la carte, so you order quarter pound, half pound, full pound of meat. You can add a bun, get a piece of cornbread, pick some sides. We had done some daily specials to try to attract the people that weren't coming because they weren't familiar with it. And some of those were like quesadillas, burritos, tacos, grilled cheese sandwiches. And I think that the reason for stepping outside of just barbecue was to attract the everyday customer.
What is the customer response, especially the customer that, really likes barbecue food?
It gives me goosebumps, honestly, because it's like going back to not knowing how to do it when I started. Like people can't believe how good it is, and the home cookers, the ones that cook barbecue at home still are like, wow. One of my favorite stories is like a grumpy old farmer walking in, how do you order here, and then you tell them, and then they order. And they're not very happy. They get to the table, and then on the way out, they smack their wedding ring on the counter and say, "Very good, gentlemen." There's people that come here regularly that don't go to restaurants, but they feel comfortable not only with the food, but with the hospitality. The guys make them feel welcome when they come. The guys remember, "You getting ribs today?" and they remember what side they're getting.
I love hearing you talk about that.
Yeah,
You're clearly very passionate about it, and I think that shines through in your business very clearly. You are also award winners. So talk about your pulled pork sandwich and being recognized for that. That's huge.
Yeah, definitely helped being from Iowa. With the Iowa Pork Producers put on a competition during March Madness of 2024. And there was like a bracket of 32 teams. And we ended up getting first place in that. And that was huge. Usually Tuesdays was like the slow day. And then after that, we opened the door and it's like busy on Tuesdays, busy on every day.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is incredible. So, the downtown Muscatine area has, I would say, really become more and more of a destination every year. Skinny's Barbecue is obviously part of that. So talk about the atmosphere here.
Yeah, connected to a craft cocktail and beer lounge that is owned by my brother and parents. Do live music every Thursday night. This time of the year, that's going to start moving inside, but usually musicians from all over the area, Iowa City to Quad Cities. And then in the nice weather, we put it out on the patio.
So we have some construction going on outside the building. People will notice that. That's because there's some exciting things that are happening for you here at Skinny's. You're expanding.
That's correct. Expanding to the other side of the bar, connected, just to give us a second street access, a door that people can find rather than being tucked away into the building. And then give people more of an experience when they come as a destination, travel here rather than the tight little corners.
You spoke about catering. So people that don't come to Skinny's, they can still try Skinny's. So you do cater.
Yes.
And you're also going to be kind of expanding your location in a different way in the future.
We have purchased a food truck. We have a home address in the west end of Davenport. The food truck is matching with the building. We got a fire truck, food truck that is going to be serving barbecue. Not too set on all the other details of it all, but yeah, going to be bringing some barbecue to the Quad Cities.
Well, Cord, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Skinny's Barbecue is open Tuesday through Saturday, located at 208 West 2nd Street in Muscatine inside the Pearl Plaza. You can also visit them on the web. For nearly 8 decades, a local family-owned business has been keeping homes comfortable no matter the season. Gabrielson Indoor Climate Solutions has been serving the community since 1946. And joining me to talk more about that long-standing legacy is Troy Simpson, a residential sales specialist with Gabrielson. I almost said 1846, but I caught myself there.
Yeah,
still a very long time, almost 80 years,
yes,
which is such a huge milestone, which we will get to. Troy, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you. Let's start with a little background on Gabrielson's history here in the Quad Cities.
Yes. Yeah, 1946, Burr Gabrielson started Gabrielson Heating and Air Conditioning back then. We are now Gabrielson Indoor Climate Solutions, and yeah, so we are coming up on our 80th year. There will be a pending big celebration and an event, but that's in the works right now.
Yeah,
So.
well, there he is, right there on the screen. We want to thank you for getting us a photo. I love the history of it all, especially when it comes to these family-owned businesses. You personally have been in the HVAC industry for a very long time. I believe I have in my notes about 40 years.
About 40 years. I started in high school.
You started in high school, and you've been with Gabrielson for a very long time, since 1997. So tell us a little bit about your role, because you work a lot with the customer.
Yes. Yeah, I originally started there to build up their residential new construction business, and then in 2008, when the economy kind of got a little iffy, I transitioned into, still doing that, but transitioned into residential add-on replacement business, and so that is predominantly what I do today. So.
So you're giving us some really great insight today into the entire team. So talk a little bit about that customer connection and what you really focus on when you visit a customer's home.
Sure. It starts with our service department. They are, they are the front lines. They're in the homes. We obviously get people who call outside of our service department, but they're in the homes and they are diagnosing issues, finding problems, and then it's my job from there to be transitioned into direct contact with the customer, and I will go out and assess their situation and talk to them about their needs and what they need in the HVAC.
It is such an important relationship. It truly is, because I think a lot of times for the customer it does feel like an emergency, and in many situations it can be an emergency. You know, we live in a region where it gets very cold or it gets very hot, and these things matter to many of our families. So Gabrielson offers something called the Assured Comfort Agreement. So tell us a little bit about what that agreement is, the Assured Comfort Agreement, and how that kind of works.
Yeah, I'm a big promoter of that on the sales side, but obviously on the service side we are as well. We find that our customers have a lot more longevity of life of their system when they are getting it serviced twice a year. And so our Assured Comfort Agreement customers get 2 checks, once in the spring and once in the fall. And so that is just a way to maintain their equipment and keep it running and in optimal performance.
So this is something that as a customer that I can purchase. It's kind of like an extra, and it's making sure that all that equipment, my HVAC, is getting checked a couple of times a year. Just speak to that for us, and how regular maintenance can really cut down on costs and maybe other repairs down the road.
Well, your HVAC system is one like me. It's out of sight, out of mind. I'm in the business. And don't change my filter like I should.
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me that I need to change my filter.
My wife has to remind me to spray our air conditioner off. Anyway, if that stuff is done, your system runs and lasts a lot longer. And so that is something we take off your plate and do that for the customer.
It is very nice.
It's beneficial.
If you don't have, Troy's wife reminding
That's
you,
right.
at least they can remind you.
Yeah.
So I also want to talk a little bit about, for homeowners who are watching right now, how they should know when or if they need to potentially replace their AC or their furnace. Because you guys often say, when you replace one, you may as well look at replacing both.
Right. Yeah, I never want to be the determiner of how they spend their money. But if I'm at a home and we're there to look at, let's just say, replacing the furnace, I always want them to have all the information they can, because it is of value if the system is old enough to justify spending the money on both, to do both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
When we come in, most of our new equipment are different sizes.
Right.
And so the duct modification that we have to do on top of the furnace, if that can all be done at one time as opposed to two separate times, there's a value there. Yeah. When you put two pieces of equipment together, rebates kick in better. There's more rebates that way, and so the total value is better if it fits your budget.
It's huge. Okay, so here's the information we have on your screen. I also want to remind people, as we give you the address and the phone number for Gabrielson, they have an indoor showroom, which is really helpful to a lot of customers. Gives them an opportunity to see equipment up close and get kind of hands-on with that. As always, too, you can visit their website for more information, which we just had there on the screen. Troy, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. Yes. On the next Quad Cities Live, what it's like growing up with a parent in the military. We'll hear from the young author of Adventures of a Military Kid, plus current exhibitions on view at the Figge Art Museum during the holiday season. That's Thursday at 3 on QCL. Celebrate this season with a song. Watch your local school choirs perform holiday hits in the Choirs of Christmas. Weekdays at 3 during the week of Christmas, only on KWQC.